This video goes with drawing 19. For this drawing, you will need a ruler, an instruction sheet, a mechanical or wooden pencil, a compass, and a large sheet of paper. The first step says to center on the paper a circle with a 2.5 inch radius. So for that, we're going to need the compass. Place a dot in the center of the page. Place the middle point of the compass on the dot. Place your finger on the middle point of the compass. Hold it down so that the compass rotates around your finger. And we're going to find a 2.5 R. On the inside of the compass, we have 1 R, 1.5 R, 2 R, 3 R, and you see little arrows that point to little holes in the compass. Don't use the outside of the compass. That's for measuring, but not for radius. So for 2.5, here's 2, here's 3. So in the middle is this line right here is 2.5. So draw a circle around your hand with a 2.5 inch radius. Step 2, draw the vertical and horizontal diameters. Now to do that, we're going to use the large ruler, and we're going to use the edge of our paper to make sure that our vertical and horizontal diameters are perpendicular to each other so that they have nice 90-degree angles. So to do that, we know that our paper is square. So we're going to line up the edge of the ruler with the edge of the paper. Make sure it's the edge of the ruler, the top of the ruler is flat along the paper. Shift it to where the center point's at and draw the vertical diameter. A diameter goes from one end of the circle to the opposite end. Now we're going to draw the horizontal diameter in the same way. Line up the end of the ruler to the end of the paper. Make sure it's flat. Find the center point. Hold down the ruler and draw from left to right the horizontal diameter. Step 3, center a circle with a 3.5 inch radius. Using the same center point, put the middle piece on the center point, put your finger on the middle piece, and draw a circle with a 3.5 inch radius. On the inside of the compass, we have 2R, 3R, 4R. So in between 3R and 4R, right here, we have 3.5. And draw that large circle with a 3.5 inch radius. Using the ends of the radii as center points, draw arcs with a 2.5 inch radius that begin and end on the outside circle. So the diameter that we drew earlier, the ends of the diameters, we're going to put points. Each one of these points is going to be the center for our compass. So you're going to put the middle point on that first dot, put our finger on that middle point, and we're going to put the pencil on a 2.5 inch. So here's 2R, 3R, in the middle is 2.5, and it should come close to touching the center, if not right in the center of our design. Now an arc is not a full circle. It's going to go over to the right till it touches the big circle and stops. And it's going to go over to the left and touch the big circle, and it's going to stop. So you can see it's an incomplete circle. That's an arc. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put the middle point on that point. Put your finger on the middle point. Put your pencil where it says 2.5, which is at the center of our design, and draw an arc that stops at the big circle and goes to the other side, stops at the big circle. Now we're going to put the middle point on the left point, put our finger on that middle point, put our pencil where it says 2.5, and draw an arc that touches both sides of the large circle. We've got one more to do. Put the middle point on the right point, put our finger on the middle point, put our pencil where it says 2.5, and draw an arc that goes from both sides of the large circle. Now we're going to draw a circle, a small circle that has a center with a 1 inch radius. So Using the same center point, put the middle point on the center point, put your finger on the middle point. The 1R is this first dot right here that has an arrow. And we're going to draw a small circle in the center. Now color neatly using marker, crayons, or colored pencils. You can outline the design in Sharpie if you want, or you can outline it in a darker color. Like you can color this part, looks like a petal, like a darker red, outline it, and then color the inside lighter. You can overlap colors, like color this outside circle yellow, and where the yellow and this red petal meet, this part will look orange, so it'll kind of give it like a kaleidoscope type of effect. Just color it neatly.